Hello everyone, for all of you new to Digimon World Next Order, it is a game that can be a bit daunting, a bit confusing if this is your first time playing these kind of games, especially if you haven't played any of the Digimon World or Redigitized before. So I'm coming to you with 10 tips that will help get you started in Digimon World Next Order. Don't worry, there's plenty more to learn, but here are some things that'll get you started. The first thing you should do once you leave town at the very beginning is get Tentomon. Recruit Tentomon. He's a very easy one to recruit. You can get a few cheap recovery discs from him if you want to talk to him and bargain with him. But if you buy a recovery disc from him at regular price, you will recruit him into town. Why is he so important? He's your item shop. He is what allows you to sell your items, get more recovery discs, and your basic supplies. So you need to have Tentomon in your city in order to get everything going in the first place. So speaking of recruitable Digimon, Botamon will always give you hints if you're a little confused about who you should go after. Now, he won't tell you exactly what you need to do or what Digimon it is, but he will give you good hints that will, if you've encountered them, give you an idea of who you're looking for, or if you just know Digimon well enough in general. He is a good way to help you get on the right track when you need to recruit more Digimon. So speaking of recruitable Digimon, not all of the ones that have exclamation points over their head are currently recruitable, or necessarily will ever be recruitable. So early on you may encounter Marine Angemon in the desert, or Renamon over on Nigh Plains, and it seems like no matter how many times you talk to them, they're not recruitable. Some of these require other Digimon to be recruited, or require story progression for them to be obtainable. So if you find one that you cannot recruit, don't just keep trying over and over again. It will eventually come up. Also, Digimon that are generally palette swaps. You may find Fugamon early, or later you'll find Mega Kabuterimon Blue or Black War Growlmon. Those ones will sometimes give you items, but are very rarely actually recruitable to the city. That is just a general rule that'll help you out. If they have a regular palette that's more well known, they're the ones that you will actually be able to recruit into town. Now, while you're running around recruiting those Digimon, it's a good idea to pick up just about everything that you see. Materials that you can gather, they're not particularly important early game, but you will need a lot of them late game. But more what I'm referring to is any of the food items that you find just lying around. Digistalks, fruits, nuts, anything that you find there. There's two main reasons for this. First of all, these items may be used in recruitment. Some Digimon require you to have certain items that they need for you to recruit them, like green Digistalks, cheerful apples, salty fruits, and scratchy grass, or so on. These items can be important also because some of them sell for a decent amount. So when you go back to town and you're low on bits and need to restock up on your recovery discs, it can be a great way to just sell a bunch of items, get a few thousand bits, and you can gain a lot more of them once more. Speaking of gaining bits, a decent way to gain bits early on is pretty early you will come across Wormmon. You find his stick nearby and he'll give you a fishing rod. Once you have that, fishing can be a really good source of bits as well. They can sell for a couple hundred bits apiece. Now early on your fishing won't be the best, so it's not the greatest way, but if you're having trouble in battle and want to just gain bits for free, it's a pretty easy way to sit there and do it that doesn't take a lot of the in-game timer down. Always make sure that you get your daily items. There are three main ones that you can get. There are the random items that Koromon will give you. There are some really nice items there that are rarer or could sell really well if you have too many of them. There is the meat that you can gain from Tentomon and the farm. And there is the Numamon, which you can gain early on, that'll give you free portable potties that you can use if you find yourself not near any toilets. You can also find free food from Kawagamon and Togemon once you recruit them to get more free food that'll help you in training in the gym. There's many Digimon that will give you additional things in the town, so keep an eye as you gain more. Now, I know I made an entire video about how the gym doesn't really have a point. Early game, the gym very much has a point. It is the crux of your starting training to get you up to rookie from your baby stages. This is the only way that you can train to get up to rookie. And even your first generation, the battle training method that I've talked about is very difficult to get done. So you may very well have to train in the gym through your very first generation just to get yourself situated. When you are training there, the 2 stats that are next to whatever you train on the 6-sided wheel will also gain stats. While we're talking about stats, the quick rundown is strength is your damage, stamina is damage reduction, hit points is, well, your health, MP is your ability to use moves, wisdom is a bit of a catch-all. It reduces the amount of MP that moves cost, gives you some critical chance. It's a small catch-all kind of stat. And speed is how often your Digimon acts in battle on its own. Number 8, learn how to use the defend command. The defend command is incredibly important because it will reduce the damage you take by an insane amount. It was the very first tamer skill that I made sure to pick up on my most recent playthrough. It will be the difference between taking 1.5 thousand damage or taking 100 damage. It's a huge amount of damage that you can mitigate. And know that as soon as you activate the defend command, it activates the damage reduction. You do not actually have to see the animation go off. They could be in the middle of an attack, and the defend will still work. That they will not get annihilated by some of the early moves that can hit you. The defend command is something you will always be using throughout the entire game. So learn it early and use it well. When you are in combat, if you end a battle on low health, it means you are more likely to sustain an injury. Now, injuries are important because they constantly will lower your Digimon's health, and if they last for too long, can help reduce the lifespan of your Digimon. And because early on you have to get lucky with the random drops, or with the random items from Koromon to even gain bandages and medicine to fix these kind of nasty things, be very aware that when you're battling, keep your health up. It'll save you a lot in the long run. Especially because a bandage is not always guaranteed to fix an injury on the first try. It is RNG. And finally, number 10, when you're looking around at enemies, don't always just use their level as a gauge. Now, if this is your first Digimon game, this can be very difficult to understand. When you run across a level 8 Goblimon and a level 8 Black Garurumon, you can think that they're exactly the same. But no, remember, Digimon digivolve just like yours. So if you encounter a level 20 rookie, it can be weaker than a level 8 champion. Make sure that you keep in mind the level of the Digimon as well as its stage. This can be very confusing to people when they first come in, that level is not the only thing to judge them by, especially because you don't have a level as well. If you want to know roughly what you should be fighting, refer to my battle training guide about what things are tough enough that you should be fighting and being able to level up on. Well, that's a quick 10 tips. I have so many more that I could be giving here. Maybe I'll make into another video if you guys show interest in this one. Thank you all for watching. I hope you stay safe in the digital world, and until the next one, stay awesome. Take care. Bye-bye.